What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We're back working on Billy's R33 today, and he is currently gunking up his gearbox because we are about to give it a water blast and give it a good clean up. How you doing, guys? Getting your hands dirty?
Yeah. For once.
While we're here, we may as well give these things a blast. You're a bit wet, mate.
Just a little bit.
While we're water blasting the gearbox and stuff, I figured I'd grab this subframe and do it to this. So this is one that came out of Jackson's car. This is actually going in my drift car. This is one that Matt broke the nut and it was spinning around, so I had that fixed up. And I also brought some GK Tech solid subframe bushes the other day, so we'll get this cleaned up, bang those in at some point, and then we'll swap that into the drift car. Alright, so both of us are a bit wet now, but that's all good. So in the last video, you guys saw me strip a lot of the stuff off the motor. I actually gave this a water blast too, and we got the new clutch on there. Today what we want to do is we're going to swap out all of these exhaust studs. Fingers crossed we don't snap any of them. But yeah, we decided to just replace them because they do get old and brittle and they can tend to snap. So before we put a turbo on this and really put some heat in them, we figured we'd just swap them out. And then also we're going to chuck the billet intake manifold on. Today I went and picked up some new bolts for it, which are just here. Went to Blacks and got these. The intake actually did come with a whole lot of bolts, but problem with these is they're way too short. So I've got one in here and you can see that that's all it protrudes through, and that's not with a washer or a spring washer. So by the time we put a spring washer and a washer in there, it'll probably bring it to about there, and that's just ridiculous. I can't believe they even send this manifold out with bolts that are that short. So yeah, you can see the ones that we have now are a lot longer. So for those that don't know, this is how you take out and put studs in. You put two nuts on there. I was at number 12.
That's funny.
Did I stitch you up?
It's all right.
Yeah, so you double nut it, you tighten them up against each other, as my model is demonstrating here.
Oh, look at how loose that was, fuck.
Nice, at least it's not
It's
snapping.
almost hand tight. How good?
Very good.
Tedious job, but it needs to be done. I like that you use these nuts with the flat face.
Yeah,
That's smart.
bit more clamping.
Just a little bit extra, eh? And that's why you CRC everything before you take it off.
Smart man.
Well, it's working for us, eh?
While Billy was getting the studs out, I just went along the intake side and cleaned up all the ports. Billy got all of the studs out, and now he's just doing the same on the exhaust ports and giving them a clean up with a bit of Scotch-Brite. You always do this, otherwise you end up with leaks. You don't want leaks, do you?
No. 0, please. Get all the gunk out of those holes.
Yep.
It would all come out, but we'll come back to that. Ah, is it this? It is. Good thing we don't need that one. You see the end of it? It's got a little burr on it.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like even like just there.
Who'd you get that from? Chinese crap.
Guess one of the old studs is going back in. And the lone old one going back in.
Man, why is that tight? They should not be tight like that.
The nut on the stud.
Nah, the like going in. Like it's almost catching, so it shouldn't. It's like not wanting to go in at all. Oopsie daisies. It's a little bit fucked. Have we got another one?
Yep.
Oh, that's a 16, isn't it? That one.
Yes, actually. It's a mess. Where are my spinners here?
Cheers. 17. My bad. I'm not gonna go real hard into it. That'll be good enough.
Yep. So we've got all the exhaust studs in. We're pretty positive we're gonna have to cut this one and this one to suit the manifold, but we're just gonna mock it up, see what it fits like. I mean, actually, that might be the only one we need to cut.
I'll put a bolt on it, eh?
Yeah.
Just so we can check it properly.
It doesn't even really touch it. Probably actually won't have to cut it.
Pull it off a bit and put the nut on and then thread as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's a cunt for taking it off though.
Hopefully you don't have to take it off.
We'll sledgehammer it off, I reckon.
Yeah, no. Oh man, well, yeah, we're gonna get away with not having to cut any studs. I wonder if they've made the runners on this one slightly longer, because I swear I had, like, because I do have cut studs on my drift car, so I swear I had to, maybe I jumped the gun and cut it when I didn't need to, who knows.
I think the guys at Flame said that manifold is a little more user-friendly than the other ones, so...
Oh, the other thing too, it's got no gasket on it, so the gasket will space the manifold out from it a little bit.
Which we're running those other ones, aren't we?
Yeah, you got those, the better ones, you got the multi-layer metal gaskets. So we were going to put the turbo manifold on tonight, but we've realised that we don't have the right nuts, so I'm actually just going to go to Blacks tomorrow and get some new ones, because you said the ones that you pulled off were a little bit funky.
Yeah, they're pretty screwed.
Yeah.
So, go new.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the studs into the manifold itself, and then we're going to chuck the turbo on and see what it looks like.
Fucking good fit on these. Can I get it? There we go.
Big hands, tight space.
Yeah, not ideal.
I'd probably just do 3.
Yeah,
looks good.
Sitting on there, eh? I'm gonna jump off.
So yeah, we've got a bit of clocking to do, because the core of the turbo is completely upside down. That's the drain, and then this needs to be clocked 90, so this is facing down. But that looks good.
Spinny boy.
Yin yang spinny thing.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we chuck your intake manifold on?
Why not?
That one we can actually put on. So now we're going to chuck the intake manifold on. And as I said at the start of the video, I got a whole lot of fresh bolts today from Blacks. They are much longer, so they'll actually hold the head better. And then I got spring washers and regular washers as well. So It's going on good. Before we chuck this manifold on, Billy is actually just, as my girlfriend drives off in a straight pipe to 1kz, so loud. Billy is just going to go through with a die grinder and just clean up a lot of these burrs. So this is just when it was welded, it got good penetration, and yeah, it just has come through a little bit. Would probably never be an issue, but it's just one of those things where it's easy to do, so may as well do it.
Just in case. This little tool, this costs like 50 bucks. Bought it just for this.
Yeah, they come in handy for sure. It's been a couple of times where I actually could have used a tool like that. Safety first, boys and girls. So it's all cleaned up on the insides and it's looking way better. Another added benefit which we just thought of is when the airflow is flowing in, my English is sick, yeah, not having those bits sticking out just, yeah, it doesn't impede on the airflow. And I have seen like tuners and stuff talk about it, that stuff like that actually can make quite a big difference. I suppose like at your power level it wouldn't be so crazy, but it's again something easy to do that may as well do.
Yeah, normally it just comes from like NA background, you know, like doing carburetor stuff, low power stuff. Yeah, smooth it out, just give it a bit more flow, and it would disrupt the air quite bad. Like some of them were sticking out about 4 mil.
Yeah,
which is a good penetration. It's a good manifold, but it just wouldn't serve the purpose, you know.
Well, we are going to oh god. We're gonna run some water through this to make sure that we got all of the metal dust out of there, and then yeah, make sure it's dry, and then we're gonna chuck it on. Oh, and the missus is back with dinner. So good to me. Manifold's all cleaned out, dinner's been smashed back, so now we're going to chuck it on.
Why is that slightly out?
What do you mean?
It's like slightly out.
So we've run into a really freaking annoying issue. So we've gone to put this intake manifold on and it wasn't lining up, and we've worked it out that this one is a little bit off, but this front bolt is so off, it's crazy. And this is not a cheap manifold, like 1,300 bucks, and it is so off. And it's an Elwood Parts one, so Elwood Parts, sort your shit out. Like a $1,300 manifold that doesn't line up is insane. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to like drill out a couple of these holes a little bit bigger. It seems like all of the ones in the middle line up nice, but it just the ends are slightly off, and yeah, this side is off by crazy.
Like 4 mil.
Yeah.
That side's 4 mil, that side's 2 mil, so 6 mil total on the ends. It's crazy.
A $1,300 billet one that's, you know, I mean, it looks good, but for it to be off that much is just insane. Like you'd expect that on like a $600-700 manifold, but not on a $1,300 one. That's, yeah, that's not good. So we've gone through and put bolts in all of the holes that actually line up semi-decent, but even a couple of these ones are still a bit hard to get into. Like that one's hard against the manifold, it won't turn. But we've got that one out, that bottom one out, that top one out, that bottom one out, that one's out. Was that one fine?
Major out, that one.
Yeah.
No way. It's just hitting the manifold. It's not. It's 3 mil. So I think if we went drilled there 3, 3, 2, 2,
Yeah.
it would actually move it like that, the way it needs to move.
Yeah, I think this one definitely needs to be drilled out too, like, because that bolt won't move at all now that we've got the other ones in. And I feel like they would have made the flange good, but I wonder if they didn't have the flange bolted to anything when they welded it, and the welding has caused certain parts to slightly shift, I guess. I don't know.
I'd say so, yeah. It's probably gotten a little bit, like,
Yeah.
pulled it all in a little bit. It's kind of what it looks like.
So next morning now, and I figured we'd add a bit more content into this video. So today, me and Anthony are going to be doing a pretty cool video with the Lorel, but you guys will probably see that in tomorrow's video or the video after. But before we go doing that, we're going to need to do a nut and bolt check. So we push the 14 out, it's chilling out over there in the sun. It's just going to bring the Lorel into the workshop so we can do a sweet nut and bolt check, because with the amount of power and vibrations that thing has, it likes to rattle nuts and bolts loose. How good?
That's a first.
Yeah, you were so surprised that something was tight.
Yeah. What? Axles are tight as well?
Nut and bolt check's all done. There were a couple things loose in the back, mainly the 2 front diff bolts. I didn't give them enough ugger-duggers when I torqued them in with the rattle gun, and it was just one of the shocks on that side. Yep.
Completely loose.
Yeah.
That could have gone pretty bad.
Yep, so the front's all good.
Yep, front's all good.
Sweet. So before we wrap this video up and get into the next one that we have planned, we're going to take this for a boost down the road and grab some breakfast.
Oh, got a bit of spillage.
This shit is the goods. Alright, we got back from the milk runs. I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Gotta give a shout out to Aylesbury Creamery, Aylesbury, however you say it. I been looking up raw milk for a while because I've had a few gut issues the last like year and a bit, and yeah, since we moved into this workshop, this place is actually just up the road on a farm, and it's quite cool. You guys saw how it's just literally like a vending machine, and yeah, you can buy these 1 litre bottles, and yeah, raw milk is like so good for you. The amount of good bacteria that's in it is just, yeah, so good for your gut, and yeah, when I drink this stuff, it makes my gut feel so much better. But anyway, that'll wrap for this one, guys. Cheers for watching. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.